All right, good evening. This is our second interview for Issues in LGBT Public Administration. We have another gentleman here to go over our list of questions. So we'll go ahead and start off. What is your name?
My name is Arthur Enriquez.
Your age?
51.
And gender?
Male.
And sexual orientation?
Bisexual.
Marital status?
Widowed.
Race, ethnicity?
Greek Colombian.
And your educational background?
I have some college education.
Okay. And what part of the government do you work for, have you worked for, and for how long?
So I work for the city of Houston, Houston Public Works, and I've been there for 24 years.
Okay. And what are the most common issues regarding LGBT have you seen in your specific line of work?
Basically, I've heard a lot of stories in reference to the men in the field who work in the field, where I've heard there's one field tech who is male and he's openly gay, and I've heard that other male techs, pick on him as far as they make comments like, aren't you afraid to get your fingernails dirty when you lift up meters to take readings or do some of your electronic remote transmitter inspections? And it's comments like, well, don't forget to bring your sunscreen when you're outside in the field. Just comments like that.
Okay. So even though those are like, they sound like light comments, I mean, how dangerous do you think that is? I mean, do you think that could be problematic? Could it become one? I mean, is that where it stops? Because that's what you've heard about. So do you think there's more that you haven't heard about?
Yeah, I'm sure there is, yes.
So, so you think it could be dangerous, problematic?
Yeah, I think it could be dangerous, problematic. I think in reference, the person who's being harassed and the person who's being harassed, that could definitely cause tension between the two employees, and a situation where the person who's being constantly harassed might get so fed up, he or she might do something that they regret to do, because out of frustration and out of not just being harassed all the time.
Okay. And if something were to happen like that, like a violent situation, right?
Yes, like a violent situation.
So who would be at fault then?
I would say that all three parties would be at fault. I think the three parties would be involved with the person who's doing the harassment for causing it, or just not keeping his mouth shut, keeping his opinions to himself. Also, the person who's being harassed for not taking full responsibility of their actions and how to handle the situation. And I would believe that it would be the city's fault for failure to train or give classes on LGBT tolerance classes to city employees.
Okay. Yeah, because I myself worked at a lot of different places, and we've had LGBT workshops, tolerance, and sexual harassment. So you think there's a difference in that?
Yes.
Because how many workshops have you had regarding those?
In the city of Houston, 0 workshops.
Regarding what?
As far as LGBT harassment or tolerance, but I had some classes pertaining to sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment.
But in general, that's in general though.
And how intense are those?
How intense?
Mm-hmm. Is it like what's like Schoolhouse Rock, like very basic? Or?
It's I would say it's basic.
It's very basic.
Yeah.
So it's like anybody could teach that kind of thing.
Oh yes, yeah. And in reference to that, anybody could teach it. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And what suggestions do you have as far as policy if you were given that liberty?
I was given the liberty to do a policy on...
Yeah, regarding like any things that you could suggest and that kind of stuff that to change.
That, I guess...
Because it sounds like it's not perfect the way their policies are.
Well, just create a class for that, for the LGBT, and not make it so general, just only sexual harassment. I think the employees should have a better understanding on what to do or not what to do or not
or what's acceptable and what's not
acceptable. Yes.
Okay. Last question, our bonus is, since you work for the city of Houston, where you work, the department you work, or other departments, the people who you may know, has the tone changed from now since the office of under Anise Parker?
Yes. From my understanding, she's the first mayor who allowed same-sex benefits in reference to medical, dental insurance, and I hear a lot of comments from other employees thinking that that's not right, maybe because of their religious point of view, or not understanding that it's okay.
Okay.
To make changes like that.
So just out of curiosity, this back to an earlier question. So even when she was in office, there weren't any LGBT workshops, things like that?
Correct. There was
so even when she was there?
When she was there was a lot. I remember we did receive an email pertaining to that. Now that you mentioned it.
But it was an email.
Yes.
But that's the most.
The most, yes. Really good
Okay.
question. Yeah. No classes, just emails. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.